なんだこりゃ。行くか。
Alright, One Piece fam, we're back, and this time, it's the ultimate journey to Fishman Island with a fresh spin. Let's see how Luffy and the gang take on the deep in this epic remake. This episode kicks off 2 years after the epic War of the Best. Luffy's been training like crazy on Ruscana, a wild island near Amazon Lily. Now, he's rocking a Vive card from Rayleigh on his hat, marking the 2 years since the old man started whipping him into shape. With the ship all set, he says goodbye to his monster pals on the island. Even though they look kinda tasty, Luffy can't bring himself to eat his brothers. Hancock assures him that they've stocked plenty of food on the ship, so no worries there. He pops his hat on and gets ready to set sail. Over at Sabaody Archipelago, some drunk folks are gossiping about how the worst generation, people like Drake, Capone, Beige, Kid, and the rest, showed up here 2 years ago. Everyone thought the Straw Hats were goners since they've been silent for 2 years, but rumor has it they're recruiting new members at Sabaody. Meanwhile, Nami's chilling at a bar, eavesdropping on their convo. She's so unrecognizable after the time skip that nobody even notices her. On another note, Brook is prepping for a massive concert like something out of rock legend history. The Soul King is hyping up the crowd with a wild song about skeletons with the iconic tagline, "Bone to the Wild." Meanwhile, Sanji's just arrived and is immediately swept up in his usual charm. After surviving Okama Island, he's way too hyped to finally see real women again. He's so dramatic that he ends up scaring some of the ladies off, but he gives a final salute to the Okama pirates who got him to Sabaody safely. Then there's a bald dude at the bar mentioning how the Navy headquarters moved, leaving Sabaody overrun with more criminals than ever. Nami notices how much more chaotic the island has become compared to 2 years ago. Elsewhere, there's a fake Straw Hat Luffy bullying someone, aiming to cash in on a bounty. This wannabe Luffy even claims to be Dragon's son, making the fake crew notorious around town as a gang of ruthless pirates. The fake Luffy spots Nami and tries to get her to join their little party. But she brushes them off, saying they're way below her standards. Fake Luffy gets mad and tries to shoot her, but Usopp swoops in just in time. He shows off a new trick with his Pop Green, a carnivorous plant that devours anything, and scares the criminals off. Nami's thrilled to see Usopp, even gives Usopp a big boba, sticking the straw right in his long nose. To wrap things up, she zaps the fake Straw Hat gang with her Thunderbolt tempo as a parting gift. So, over at a bar in the city, Shaki and Sanji are chatting about who's made it to Sabaody after the 2-year time skip. Shaki starts listing them off. First, Zoro's already here. Second, Frankie showed up 10 days ago and is busy fixing the ship. Third, Nami's around somewhere. Fourth, Usopp's in town. Fifth, Chopper's here, and Brooks hosting a massive concert, and last but not least, Sanji himself just rolled up. Rayleigh, who's also at the bar, adds that the only ones still missing are Robin and Luffy. Also, Duval's been holding it down for the past 2 years, protecting the Sunny Go.
Handsome? 恩返しだよ、若旦那。
Meanwhile, Chopper finally crosses paths with Zoro and Sanji, but doesn't realize they're fakes.
なあなあ、ゾロ、サンジ、ローミン、久しぶりに会ったのに。
These imposters plan to snatch him up and add him to their crew. Then a fake Robin approaches Chopper, but before she can make a move, some government officials swoop in, mistaking her for the real Robin, who's still one of the world's most wanted.
キュリオ。
Right at that moment, the actual Robin is just arriving in Sabaody, strolling around.
急がなきゃ。もうみんな来てるかしら。
Switching scenes to the Navy, they've caught wind of the rumor that the Straw Hats are recruiting on Sabaody and are on high alert. They mobilize troops to investigate since the idea of the real Straw Hats still being active could mean big trouble.
すぐに戦力を招集並びにシャボンディ諸島内の探索を強化せよ
Elsewhere, we see a couple being held at gunpoint by a guy posing as Straw Hat Luffy. The girl's boyfriend, trying to act tough, questions how he plans to shoot without looking. Just for laughs, fake Luffy shoots him anyway, saying it's the couple's fault for being in the wrong place. This gang of imposters has been exploiting Luffy's name to terrorize people all over. Suddenly, someone carrying a large bag accidentally bumps into fake Luffy, who immediately flips out.
ちょっと待て
Turns out the guy with the bag is none other than the real Monkey D. Luffy, freshly arrived on Sabaody. A quick flashback reveals that before Luffy got off the ship, Hancock tried to get him to wear a disguise to avoid recognition. Since Luffy's been a massive wanted figure for 2 years, she goes all out, covering his face almost entirely, reminding him that the world thinks he's gone.
世に知られておる。騒ぎを起こしては出航がままならぬぞ。
Back to the present, the fake Luffy confronts the person with the bag, asking if they bumped into him on purpose. He pulls out a weapon and threatens them, claiming he's a pirate with a 400 million berry bounty. The fake Sogeking adds that a woman with long hair and a man with a long nose just caused some trouble, and that person should kneel if they don't want the same fate.
研修金4億のエリート海賊のこの俺がだよ。おい。
The real Luffy quickly apologizes, saying he's in a rush.
ほんと、ごめんな。俺急いでるから。
But fake Luffy isn't having it. He fires his gun without hesitation. However, Luffy dodges effortlessly, like the bullets moving in slow-mo. With a flash of his Haoshoku haki, the real Luffy takes down the thugs instantly, sparing the innocent bystanders nearby. Meanwhile, Robin finally arrives at the Sunny Go, where Frankie greets her with his usual flair.
考古学者。ロビンじゃねえかよ。
Robin notices that while Frankie's still himself, his appearance is now even more high-tech, almost like he's outgrown human limits. She's amazed to see Rayleigh's coating on the Sunny, which will allow them to take the ship underwater. They chat a bit about the massive concert Brooke is throwing.
これご存知？ソウルキングって？
ブルックのことか。
At the same time, Chopper enthusiastically runs up to greet the fake Straw Hats, totally unaware they're imposters. But when Sanji and Zoro ask the confused fake Luffy about Robin being kidnapped, he panics, realizing that the government agents might have taken her by mistake, thinking she's the real Robin.
ニコ・ロビンがさらわれた
そうなんだよ。大変なんだよ、ルフィ。
Hearing this, Chopper is heartbroken, struggling to believe that Luffy would just abandon a friend. Determined, he vows to rescue Robin on his own. Meanwhile, 2 Marines lurking nearby confirm they've spotted the Straw Hats, despite a few changes in appearance. They note the presence of a strange creature, Chopper, and instantly call for backup to capture the crew. They deploy a full battalion, including Sentomaru and the powerful pacifistas, assuming the Straw Hats must have powered up over the past 2 years.
あの戦争から2年経ったんだ。あいつらはさらに強くなっているぞ。
Elsewhere, an old fisherman freaks out after a green-haired guy who wanted to fish on his boat suddenly vanished. Sanji, connecting the dots, realizes it must be Zoro, the guy with 3 swords and a scar over his eye.
おお、そうだよ。このワンちゃんだよ。友達か?
The fisherman explains that Zoro accidentally boarded another pirate ship and passed out right after. Suddenly, a rumble from underwater brings a massive ship to the surface, emerging with pieces of it breaking apart as it rises. And there's Zoro, completely unfazed, casually claiming it must have been fate that led him onto the wrong ship. Alright, that's it for today, crew. If you loved this One Piece Fishman Island Remake dive, don't forget to like, sub, and hit the bell for more adventures with the Straw Hats. Catch ya next time.